a chair and be comfortable.
I get off for a drink this week, yes.
What do you do? Far away. I can't project that far. I don't have a nasty booming voice like a video does.
Yeah, pull up a chair.
Actually, nice
Oh, Nick, nice. I have a nasty voice.
Well, thank you, everyone. I think most people here know who I am, Christy, Marketing and Communications Manager for Tourism Snowy Mountains. I'll just give you a little bit of a rundown on where we're at as an organisation at present. It's very exciting times for Tourism Snowy Mountains. Last time I was here, I think I presented to you the activity that we've done over last summer. We did a fantastic awareness campaign. We worked with a lot of local stakeholders to bring that campaign to life, and it was very successful. Since then, we've started our activity under our funding, the Bushfire Local Economic Recovery Fund. Under that funding, we're currently delivering a industry development program, which has moved from the workshop phase into the mentoring phase. So we're working with local businesses to build the experience offering in the region. That is going really well. We're engaging with 13 local businesses. It's a little bit on pause mode at the moment. Nicole knows everyone obviously is super busy just with their day-to-day. But that will fire up again, and we will run a second round of workshops towards the end of the year as part of that program. We've also about to announce the winners of our grant, our events grant program, event marketing grant program. So we've got a board meeting on Tuesday next week to just make the final approvals, and then we'll be going out to those grants, the events that applied for the grants, and letting them know how they've gone there. So that's also exciting. That's the first round of that program. We'll be running that again at the end of the year as well. And then we've got our activity under our marketing program. So we're just finalising the creative and the content that we've created under our new tagline, which is "It's an Altitude Thing." That sort of overarching umbrella idea is what we'll be delivering all of our marketing campaign activity underneath for. The idea is that this has longevity, that you know, this sort of campaign work will have legs, and everything that we're doing now is infinite. So everything that we're shooting and everything that we're creating is going to be long lasting and take us well into the future. So we're just coming to fruition with all the content for that. The board will get to see it on Tuesday as well, which is exciting. And we've also launched our campaign partnership program, which is where my friends from Leonard Advertising come in, and they're going to take you through that. But the idea is that we have a fantastic overarching campaign idea, and we're going to work with local businesses to bolster the spend that we've committed to the campaign. So our media spend as an organisation is $90,000. And we're going to be working with businesses from all around the region to really bolster that and really drive that awareness and yeah, all work together to achieve visitation all year round. So to talk about the partnership program, I'll introduce you to Kate and Gerard and Richard from Leonard's Advertising. They're our media buying partners, and yeah, they're really responsible for helping us drive this program and work with businesses in the area.
Thank you very much.
So welcome.
Lovely, thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Christy, for your time today. We've been right around talking to different businesses, and wow, it's been a massive download. Really feel we understand a lot of the drivers and some of the issues that, frankly, most tourism destinations face in one way or another. You've got some rather unique ones, by the way, because of the intense seasonality of the region. We've been brought on initially through Destination Marketing Store, who've worked on the campaign strategy and been working closely with Christy. We work very, very closely with DMS. They're a partner agency, and we've done some wonderful work over the years. And when we heard that we could be working with Tourism Surrey Mountains, we were great. So, for many reasons, but one that my husband Richard, co-owner in the agency, and I have is a love for the area. We brought our family down here to ski quite regularly as they were growing up. They now go elsewhere.
And when
all
we were
come
growing
down
up,
here
we
to
were
ski. We seem to just be working to, keep things moving along. But we first of all loved Adam and Aggie and went to Mount Solomon, and then we tried Perisher, we've done Thredbo, and we built a real winter there. So that's just a little bit about why we love this region. Another thing that we feel strongly about is, I suppose, bringing to the fore all those wonderful experiences that don't happen just in the snow season. You've got your hiking, you've got your mountain biking, kayaking, and in fact my preference nowadays, that I'm a little bit older, is probably to come in the off season, maybe even the hip season, when it's not quite as crowded, and do a hike or similar. But what we have to do in the first instance is to make people aware of the amazing offerings you've got down here, because it is such a strongly known region for skiing, but there's so much more on offer. So we have worked to put together this, umbrella media campaign that's multi-leveled, and Gerard will talk us through it in a sec, but we're looking across many streams, starting in October, running through to April, with 2 big bursts, October, November, and then February, March. And we've intentionally chosen times where you're not going to compete too much with your already existing marketing. The other thing that's very important about what we're doing is that it's definitely about building product for Tourism Snowy Mountains. So when we come to it, we've devised packages that start at a very, very affordable price so that literally all businesses can be part of this. We want to be inclusive. Those bigger businesses may well choose to buy in at a higher level, and we can tailor something to suit their needs and deliver business outcomes.
And I'll just jump in. So what Tourism Snowy Mountains has been doing very busily behind the scenes is building our website into more of an information hub, a place that people can go to find out information about the entire region. I think, there's fantastic websites that are giving you bits of information about different parts of the area, but that real centralised hub has been lacking. So we have been doing that via our stories and our blogs and our social media and everything like that. But in terms of representing the entire region and businesses, including Jindabyne, obviously, on that website, that $750 entry-level piece of the puzzle is really important, because that is what is going to be sort of our classifiers or our listing page. And this will be housed on the snowymountains.com.au website under a newly developed microsite. And then within that site, each of these listed businesses will have their own page that Kate will show you an example of in a minute. But yeah, it's really an opportunity for businesses from all around the region to work together, so that we're servicing that online clientele before they get down here. We're doing a really good job of that before they've even hit the Snowy Mountains.
And that's how they can plan their trip.
Yeah.
Ideally know what's open, know what isn't, and be informed.
Yeah.
I think the other great benefit of the partner program is that it will really help the destination. So not only will we be tailoring bespoke campaigns at certain price points for participating businesses, but you'll be knowing if you choose to participate, you're getting the destination out there as well. So you'll probably see here that this initial investment of about $85,000, $90,000 for media buying that Tourism Snowy Mountains have set aside. That forms the umbrella media campaign that I mentioned earlier. But if we get enough businesses coming on board, we're just going to get so much more media value. Because I don't know how many of you know how it works, but it's economies of scale. I mean, you suddenly jump significantly if you can find a little more. And without having to sort of drain the coffers of Tourism Snowy Mountains, if we've got well, we can work with businesses, and we think give a win-win. So deliver benefits for those businesses that choose to participate, while at the same time getting more reach and frequency for Tourism Snowy Mountains.
Or the region.
The region, yes. Sorry. At this point, I'm going to pass to my beautiful.
I think for me what I want to discuss is so I'm Gerard from Lena's. I'm introduce myself to a couple of you. Number one is to really understand that Christy and the LGA is investing in that media campaign to really showcasing, you know, the beauty of the region, but as well sharing all the offering that, you know, we can do here. So I think here, like, it's not only, I don't think that only people with money can talk to us. I think, you know, the council invests money because we're here as well to talk to you about what product we can develop together to make things happening in the region. Like today, we talked, you know, with people from Rhythm and you know, and Kuma, and we're talking about maybe doing some activities, organize a new product to bring people here. So I think, you know, don't. When I say it's like, if there is not investment from your hand, still come talk to us, because we can maybe develop products from a different perspective, combine ideas, effort to help, you know, to help touring, or to help transport, or to help media, or any kind of things in the market to really focus. But that's where the guys come from. So the campaign literally, the idea will start in October, November. And 2022 for the first burst of activity from the master media campaign. So we have activities in digital advertising, we have outdoors and different videos, partners as well to promote strongly. There's a very great video that Christy has been shooting with the team lately. That's where as well we would love to start some marketing partnership program campaign. So that's normally 6 weeks campaign length, but that can be any time between pretty much November, October this year to March, April next year, where we have a second burst. And we have pretty much the opportunity to be within, you know, the partner booster bag. So that's the directory within the LGA website. So that organically you will get a lot of promotion, directories. And I think maybe we can open ideas of maybe see how we can get as much listing as possible, because that would be a great hub for you, business, all of you, to be listed there, because in the same time you gain credit. I mean, even if your business is really successful and have a pretty well known, you gain as well, you know, more credit, more trust, more branding support from a council perspective. So you get a bit of a label sign, which is, you know, which is great idea. Plus, you gain all those free media advertising that the council already invested. So just that, those small investments can already help you to gain pretty much visibility. So maybe sometimes think twice about, you know, putting yourself out of the plan, or seeing it's into cost or whatever. Looking at the longer term as well, because from an organic perspective, you know, that can help you as well to be part of it. So we do have.
I might just say, just on the partner one, that's the important point where it's a intersection of the big campaign of $90,000 that's going up for general awareness of the region, and where you can have a personal space, your business can, on the site that Christy's talking about, where everything's been aggregated in. And that's the start point. We've tried to make that as affordable as possible. It's $750, and you can get that derivative value of the $90,000 media spend, where people are starting to come to your site. You will be seen as part of this general awareness of the area.
So that's $700.
It's an important connection point.
You're really riding off the coattails of a much bigger investment that's being made.
Yeah.
Is that just a link to
Show an example.
Yeah, we're going to show an example, but literally, like in those packages, number one, nothing is formatted. Everything can be bespoke, everything can be dynamic, we can change things together.
But it's your little space on the web, and you can have a URL coming back to your own
of
site.
course, yeah.
So we're not going to split touch points.
The thing is as well, the beauty is you have full support in terms of account management, in terms of research of your market, personas, audience, consulting, research, audit, reporting, query, because we do for you as well design. So for example, whatever you invest, we're going to produce for you audio advertising, radios, we're going to produce you print advertising, others advertising, digital asset, SEM copy, social media. So like, you know, and that's all because of the investment of the concept. Like normally, you know, that investing a campaign about $5 grand in, you know, is normally you don't gain much, but because of the support of that, of the LGAs, and you know, it's boosting everything else. And then we're here as well to maybe identify new market. You know, we work a lot, you know, one of our main flagship accounts we're working with is City of Sydney. And you know that the greater Sydney area now is very multiculturally diverse. And now you talk to a lot of different cultures, religions, languages. So we work a lot with what we call the CALD audience. So that's pretty much the people who doesn't speak English at home. Okay?
Culturally and linguistically diverse.
Correct, and so we to the Mandarin community, Cantonese, Vietnamese, Indonesia, but today it's already 70% of where I think, let's be honest. And those people never came to the snow, those people never came mountain biking, so that's as well new market for you guys, you know. So I think we're here to help you, to provide you knowledge, asset, expertise, you know, fast tracking what we've been doing with other partners for you today. So that, you know, don't think, you know, everything is set in stone and not flexible or whatever. I think we're here happy to have a chat, to organize a phone call, a Zoom call or whatever, to just see how you guys doing, number one. So I think, you know, we're not here to outsell a product. We're more here organically to chat, and because that's not our approach. And we want to understand what are your challenge, because if you have a challenge here, maybe another partners have another challenge, and then they can help each other. So I think that's really it's really to have this platform together. So in the story short, you have you know, the directory page, part of the website of the TSM. Then you have a digital campaign, which is pretty much all digital advertising you can imagine, from social media, display, search, and we're building all the assets.
And that's for your particular business and your particular
that's true.
objectives.
And here as well, I want to add again that from a quality perspective, it will be co-branded. So it will be your logo and so pretty much the council logo, which is, you know, can help as well to be recognized in terms of brand recognition with a master campaign,
Yes.
which already been
we've
taken.
got a much bigger
So,
awareness campaign
correct.
out there in the market.
Yeah.
So by being attached to that campaign, you're jumping on board the awareness that we're already creating.
All those new eyeballs that you've generated.
Yes.
And what's the longevity? Do you talk about, say, a social media campaign, saying your digital campaign pack? So someone who contributes $5,000, what sort of longevity would they
We
get?
talk about 6 weeks activity.
Yeah.
That's really what we look at. We can do several small bursts, but we're not recommending that, okay? But of course, once again, nothing is stepping stone. It's just our best practice. What we've been doing as well with other region. We've been lately working with Barrington Coast. We've been working with, you know, Central West as well. So like, you know, we have a very strong, you know, knowledge of, you know, a decision making campaign. So you know, but we can discuss. You know, we've done, like, we work with the national park near Goulburn, so near the Barrington Top. You know, they wanted to have bespoke campaign showcasing treks. So that we've, you know, been doing like very small campaign for that one. So like, you know, there's no don't, you know, we can do small, can be so depending of your objective as well.
It really links to your business, and it's really a lot more marketing, or as much marketing as advertising. So we wanted to connect with your business. What's your business aspiration? So if your business is people have got a new renovation, so we want to promote that for conferences, or someone might want weddings. So it's what your business wants as a business to generate sales, and then that's the marketing. Then what's the markets we want to be targeting? We've got research that can help identify those markets where they are, and then we go from there.
That's the one where you get your billboard in the city.
So you can see, you can, normally you get
The all-star pack.
So, we got radios, outdoors, and pretty much some bigger plan we talked about. So there's no really limit, but that's all quite great value in market. In terms of, the way, so we have a briefing document template that we can share with you, and I can share with you some of the, my business cards if you want to be in touch. But because I would love to share with you, a lot of people are asking how does it look like, and I think that's an example of you own web pages in the TSM website. Okay, that will be pretty much the campaign landing page of your activity, and then we will build as well a lot of assets. So as I said, print, outdoors, radio, digital. That will have the co-branding, and I'm happy to share with you some example of those if you want, so you can have a bit of a feel about the quality of it. And
this is all quite dynamic, so if you have a video, yes, you can add the video, or we can turn that off in the back end. If you've got one beautiful image, fantastic. If you've got 5 or 6, great. And the copy is all customizable, and we can work with you to make sure that that's hitting the mark. Yeah,
and we build everything for you. If you don't have a set, we do it for you. It's including of the package as well. So I think it's quite a good deal. And once again, if you say, at the moment I have too much my head in my own issues, it doesn't cost maybe 5-10 minutes phone calls and just maybe see how we can just help. Okay, because that's what is initially from the country, which is really fantastic, and thanks Lucy for organizing that, because it's really putting you into front seat, and there's a lot of people who doesn't know what the region has to offer, and I think we can help you to translate that as well, and I think that's really we're coming from. So it's quite a very exciting project. So I think if you have any grab a prospectus.
Yes, so I've left prospectuses just on the table with Drad's contact details.
Yeah, thank you very much. And so I think you can pass on the words around you as well, and happy to chat with you. Anything we met already. Thank you for your time again, Chrissy. We met already some great operators, and I think some of them asking for some other because they don't know. So we're here to kind of helping the conversation.
It takes a couple of conversations to work out what would be the best focus for your campaign. It's interesting because it is more off-season. Not sure, and it certainly came out, say, with rhythms, that it's culturally and linguistically diverse group. They're seeing people, Indians turning up, and Chinese,
and
not really knowing quite how to access the snow, what to do, but keen as mustard. So, there's a little bit of an education process too.
Yeah, there's a bit of product development too, to be honest, as well. So
you see, you mentioned
you were going to come up with some good ones.
Sorry?
You said you were going to come up with some good questions.
Like anything, I know that you guys have all that challenge at the moment. I know it's been just all came out of COVID. We know that, and us as well as a small business, we've been quite impacted as well. Especially working with a lot of council. But I think we're all in the same boat at the end of the day.
It's probably worth just mentioning our background. So I mentioned the connection with Destination Marketing Store. We're an approved contractor to local government New South Wales. So we work across all of the state with different councils from the City of Sydney to Broken Hill. We're used to also working with bigger entities, smaller entities across advertising as simple as DAs through to quite complex integrated media campaigns such as the one we've devised for Tourism Snowy Mountains. We've been around for 96 years, and I say how good we look.
A question too, you talked about the region. What do you consider the region?
The Snowy Monaro Regional Council, everywhere from, where do we start?
Includes Bombay.
Yeah.
That's come up a few times today.
Sorry, yes. So we'll be talking to the Chamber of Commerce from Bombala, Jindabyne, Dalgety,
Snowy Valleys.
Snowy Valleys. We will be having conversations with Snowy Valleys as well, because we don't, yes, it's an important question, but also visitors don't necessarily see the invisible border between us and Snowy Valleys. I think, there's real opportunities for us to work with them, considering, their fantastic produce offerings and things like that as well. So
And the reason I ask is exactly for that reason. The Snowy Valleys, I do a bit of work with that chamber, for example, and I know they even put a pitch through to Snowy Hydro to potentially help them develop a destination website.
Right.
And she did say to them about why would you reinvent the wheel? So,
Jump on board.
I'm not saying which is right, which is wrong, but I just wondered whether you had some engagement. Do you intend to do something? Because I think there's some value. Traditionally, it used to be part of Tourism Snowy Mountains, but for all sorts of reasons, they've actually.
It was.
we've already started talking to this.
What's that?
It was.
Yeah,
So it stopped off.
Yeah.
So we are working with a lot of businesses on that side through our industry development program. We opened that program up to businesses in the Snowy Valleys. So we have Cancoban businesses, Tumbarumba, and a couple of others.
See, they just, as Kate and I, we talked Kate. Anyway, they just received that about $3 million to do their mountain bike adventure park at Tumbarumba. They just secured the money for the land the other day, so that's going ahead. But they just sort of, they should be following what goes on here.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do our best at every point, mainly because they've got some beautiful attractions and things over there that
Compliment what you
Particularly the summer tourism market, which again, that's why I asked you about the time frame for this. Where is this year round? You said 6 weeks. Can you pick it? Can you do a 6-week period within the 12 months, or is it only when you can?
No, I think we have this conversation at the moment. I think at the moment we're not stepping any period of time for the time being. I know ideally we prefer that opening between October and April. I mean 22 and 23. But having said that, I think we flag a few time experience that need to be confirmed. I think. So nothing is really finalized at this point, I would say.
Well, now our focus has been as TSM on the non-winter periods. Our feedback from businesses is that they are, for the most part, chock-a-block at this time of year. But where we really need to focus is on that year-round piece. And I think the other question we've had quite a bit is sort of how that co-branding will look. Gerard can get back to you with quite firm examples of that. But I think it's sort of important to understand what that overarching campaign is going to look like and mean, and what that tagline, "It's an altitude thing," really means. That's sort of encompassing that idea that when you do come to the Snowy Mountains, something magical happens, something that doesn't happen anywhere else. You can't really quite put your finger on why, but it's that magical thing that might make you try something you've never tried before, do something you wouldn't normally do, ride down a mountain, run up a mountain, it's an altitude thing. What's making you do that?
We're trying to play on words with altitude.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, no, it's good.
So that's,
Who came up with the tagline?
Creative me.
Just to answer your question, Dean, as well, this is only the start of it. This was made available to us because of the grant that we got.
Yes.
We're hoping that through this we'll develop other revenue sources that allows TSM to do this going forward.
Yes.
As you know, TSM struggles with funding. We've got funding initiatives going on. Part of it is to negotiate with councils, and certainly we're pitching to council to give us a bigger pie. And that's why we're perhaps a little bit focused on the LGA at the moment. But at the other side, once we can secure that level of funding, then moving to the Snowy Valleys makes a lot of sense, because we are, at the end of the day, Snowy Mountains. That's where we are Snowy Mountains.
Oh, look, and we had a discussion before, as you know, I was over there last week and I was talking about should they be part of Riverine or should they not. I mean, there's a whole argument why they should, why they shouldn't, but I think the main thing out of what I've seen here tonight is that Tourism Snowy Mountains probably struggle to really show the value, what it can give to tourism operators or even the region. I think this is really good. What you're showing here tonight, I think it really gives a base to be able to go, we can do this, and if you want to throw a few bucks in, you'll get that. I
It's
think
all
it's
very
really, to strike while the
tangible,
on site, I
measurable.
think I would, to me, once you get this baseline, I would actually I think some of those councils, whether it be Tumba Chamber, the Tourism and Tuna, I think now's the time to actually do it. Once you get this established, people get that altitude thing and they go, hang on, that looks pretty cool, and they see it on the TV or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and this is very much the foundations for what TSM will be capable of moving forward. But also on to what you're saying about how we're delivering value, that the reporting, and I don't think Gerard mentioned it, that the reporting side is something that Leonard's is fantastic at, and they can report down to minute details.
Everybody
that
says,
you
what do I
probably
get
don't
for my money?
even-
That's what
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
always
yeah.
says.
Yeah.
Advertising, they always say, well,
No,
free.
No,
It's
pretty
I
wonderful.
give you an example. Like last year, we were in the tourism NSW marketing campaign for Barrington Coast last year. So I can provide a bit more testimonials as well about some other IG we've been working with. And I think the ethic of Leonard advertising is like, I would say there's no bullshit. Okay, we're not here to promise you we're gonna reach the skies and the limit, whatever. We always stick with what you target audiences, what is your pragmatic issues, how we can help you, and I think that's what we look at. We're not here to tell you whatever the world is better there. We're here to work with you to look at from an operation perspective how we can help the business to grow. That's it.
Yeah.
So, and I think after that, it's all together, and then after it's a long-term partnership, and I think a lot of partners we work with, from, for example, accommodation in the Mid-Coast Council area, is another ongoing partners with us to have campaign with us on an ongoing basis, just because they see the return as well. If they spend £2, £3, £5 a month, they see the money coming back in the business as well. So yes, there is a risk at the beginning because you're like, I'm not sure, but we want to limit the risk because we're going to identify for you, defining your KPIs, your metrics, what are your objectives, what I get if I spend 100, 1,000, and then we can really scale that together. And that's why it's very important to have like direct conversation, so we can really understand your business and where you want to go. And we've been working, as I say, we work with very macro business, mid-sized business, large corporation, mega worldwide businesses as well. So we know how to approach things as well. We're not here to oversell, and I don't think that we're very organic and very soft on that side, and that's why I don't want to really talk about dollars.
No.
Literally, I would prefer to talk about the way we
What
approach
you
it.
need,
I think if you can get in there and get some of these smaller businesses engaged in this and able to tell them, show them actually the benefits they do get, because I think wearing my corporate's hat, and our corporates who Scenario obviously have contributed to tourism snowmounds around the big tables. They always say, well, hang on, why haven't they got skin in the game?
Yeah.
It's a bit like we're talking about snowy trout challenge. It's all about people that benefit should have some skin in the game. And so if you get some of these smaller players, you talk about micro business part, potentially get them as members of tourism snowmounds where they used to be and now they're not. If you can somehow do it, it's not going to be easy, but if you can do it, it can be really, really exciting.
Yeah, this level is to facilitate that.
If you somehow tell people, show them the benefits there.
And that's the thing is like in the past or even still today, we work with we work with a yoga training business who just invested like $500 in the Barrington Coast. We work with some rich places, and that's where we want to go. And I think earlier we had a meeting with some people in Kuma as well. Say, how can you help us to gain those attraction with very small micro business?
Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. So I think that's where like we don't want to we don't want to be seen as hard things to get in. It should be easy and see the benefit.
And we actually want it to be representative of the region, which is why you need the $750.
The more businesses we
because that's the
engage
building
with,
block.
the better service we're providing to our visitors and potential
And the thing, like if you look like a small business, like if you look at I have to invest $750 for just a directory page. So that means you listed into the TSM website, and then you have your organic search that's going to come up. You have the brand, you have the trust, the credibility. At the moment we talk about that time frame until April 2023, but I'm sure that is going to be maybe till the end of 2023 calendar year. So that means you literally gain like 15.
Previous experience.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. Sorry, Christian. But like it's like you literally gain like if you divide it by 12 months, 15 months, you look at your placement.
So it's about
That,
50 or 60 bucks a month.
And you
Yeah.
have on top of that, you have the media campaign that we see already invested, which is going to direct to those pages for the people even on board with small budgets. So that's the thing you need to understand, from a overall, kind of
And
marketing
In
perspective.
terms of the creative, again, we have created, on our journey of building this campaign, we have created an asset library that businesses will have access to if they don't have their own imagery. Part of the package is that we assist you to create that content under the It's an Altitude thing umbrella. So we're sort of presenting like a unified front under some really beautiful imagery. And yeah, that's something that we'll be working really closely with businesses on whatever level they're investing in. And that's exciting for TSMP to build that sort of library that we can now tap into. And that is sort of wider region. We're not just sort of looking at just the hero activities.
And you're really building an asset too, that's going to be an enduring asset. I think that's an important thing.
That is very important. That this is, the last campaign that I presented to you guys, it was beautiful, it was really successful, it was an awareness campaign, it worked in that moment. This one has got legs and longevity. It's something that will be there for years to come. So everything that we're doing at the moment is, like I said, doesn't have a finite end.
I was at the Procurement Chamber meeting the other day. They're about to launch the So Much to Love campaign. Just getting that ready. Is that something, a campaign like which is for multimedia? Is that something you can swing off this, or do you think it should be separate?
Sorry, can you?
Should it swing off something you're already doing here, or should it?
Is that
They're
the
currently
one
looking at
that's
doing something
just
separate.
TV only?
No, I think it's TV,
So much
radio.
Is it the one he came and presented here?
Oh, it's a new one. Hasn't been launched yet. So yeah.
So it's
So
so
not
much love
with-
in the general area, or?
No, it's a Cooma campaign. It's for the Cooma Chamber.
Okay. I think, yes,
It's with,
that would be
what's the guy's name?
It's not. It's a
So,
different.
where's Alan's one or not?
No, it's different from
different
Wes,
to
is it?
Wes.
Oh, it's not that one. No, it's not
Okay.
West.
It's
No.
different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a conversation that we would have with them to make sure that,
It's a branding thing was done years ago, like a So Much to Love, which you'll see on top of the business there. They're relaunching that. They got a grant funding to do that.
okay.
Kuma, So Much to Love, that was their tagline.
It
So
was.
that's a Kuma dedicated campaign, looks like it.
Probably.
Okay.
So that's a decision-making campaign dedicated to Kuma. When we doing decision-making event, listening to the LGA overall, including Kuma in a way.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
difference.
But yeah, I mean, we're having I'm going to go to their AGM in 2 weeks' time and chat to the Cooma Chamber then, so I can we'll work out how we can work together.
What if they could have a So Much to Love Kuma page on the site?
Exactly. Yeah, but that's the idea. I think any question come to us. As I said, bring one of the perspectives. Talk around you as well. I think that's key. And once again, we're happy to chat. Even if I have an accent, I don't bite. so happy to chat. So see, because there is some people say, I need to find someone else to help me. So maybe we can do split. We are really open to conversation. And I think thanks again to Chrissy for organizing everything and that campaign. So I think it's we're here for a long term. For example, all Barrington Coast campaign we've been doing currently, we are appointed to go for another 12, 24 months again. So
And Lithgow's still going. We started that in 2018.
Yeah. So we have a strong longevity in our activity, and we're not here for one go and that's now we're more here to a long lasting kind of partnership with all of you and anyone online, if there's anyone online. That's it. Any question maybe online? Maybe do you have any question online?
Does anybody online have any questions?
Any questions?
We've had Steve Manning on as well as John, Posty John. Hey, John. Emma Hardwick's here, and I think also before was Nora Buckley and Robbie and Gail O'Brien, Michael Tom, Rod's Tripod. I think that might be his fishing name, and Adam Begg. So yeah, there's a few people that have come and gone
excellent.
tonight, and then we will also push this